Chapter 6 Test Review. Number 1, a construction crew needs to remove 2.5 tons of river rock during the construction of new office buildings. The weight of the rocks is blank pounds. So 2.5 tons, and we need to turn that into pounds. So you need to know that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So I'm going to take 2.5 times 2,000 to get my answer. So for now, I'm going to ignore these 3 zeros. So I'm going to take 2.5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Now I've got to add my 3 zeros on, but I'm not done. I had 1 decimal place in my problem, so I need to move that decimal place over 1, which gives me 5,000 pounds. Number 2, select the conversions that are equivalent to 10 yards. Mark all that apply. So we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet, and we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. And that's going to be important because we have feet and inches in here, and we're comparing it to yards. So for the first one, I'm going to think 10 yards into feet. 10 cannot easily go into 20 because if I take the 10 times 3, that's going to give me 30, so it's 30 feet, which means it cannot be A. If I convert it to inches, I'm going to take the feet that I already converted, take 30 times 12, which equals 12 times 3, we should know is 36. Add the 0 because we did 30 instead, so 360. So it's 360 inches, which means it cannot be 240 inches. So your answers there would be C and D. Number 3, Meredith runs at a rate of 190 meters per minute. Use the formula D equals R times T to find how far she runs in 6 minutes. She runs 190 meters per minute. We're going to use this formula and figure out how much she runs in 6 minutes. So we're going to take D equals the rate is 190 minutes or meters for every 1 minute. And we're going to take that times the time, which is 6 minutes, over 1. Cancel out our units, so we know our final answer is going to be in meters. So if we take 190 times 6, 0, 4, 6 times 1 is 6, times plus 5 is 11. So that gives us 1,140 meters over 1, which will simplify down to just regular 1,140 meters. Nope, I put an extra, sorry about that. I put an extra 1 in there. 1,140 meters. Okay, let's go down to number 4. Oops, wrong button. Okay, on number 4, Meredith runs at a rate of 190 that's number 3. Number 4, the table shows data for 4 cyclists during 1 day of training. Okay, so this is 1 day of training. Complete the table by finding the speed for each cyclist. Use the formula R equals D divided by T. Okay, so we're just going to plug and chug, basically. So we'll take Alicia, and she has a distance of 36, a time of 3. So we're trying to find the rate. So again, we're just going to use this formula here. So we're going to take 36 divided by 3. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So her rate equals 12. Because we're going to use R equals D divided by T. The rate is what we just found with our answer here. Distance was 36, and time was 3. So Jose, take the distance, 39 divided by 3. 39 divided by 3, that is 3 more than our previous answer. 39 is 3 more than 36, so that would be one more group of 3, so that's 13. Then we're going to take 40 divided by 4. I know that one in mental math, which is 10. And then 22 divided by 2, which equals 11. For numbers 5a through 5c, choose less than, greater than, or equals to. Okay, so for number 5a, 5 kilometers, 5,000 meters. So oops, I forgot. Screen sketch. So 1 kilometer, we know equals 1,000 meters. So 5 times 1,000, because 5 kilometers, to turn them into meters, is going to equal 5,000 meters. So those are equal to. 5b. Says 254 centiliters, 25 and 4/10 liters. We know that 1 liter equals 100 centiliters. So I'm going to take the 25 and 4/100 times 100, which is going to equal 2,540 centiliters, which would make this one less than. This is less than our answer over here. So then we take 6 kilometers and 600 grams. 6 kilometers, 6 kilograms. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So if we take 6 times 1,000, we're going to get 6,000, which is greater than 600 kilograms, or 600 grams. Number 6, a recipe calls for 16 fluid ounces of light whipping cream. If Anthony has 1 pint of whipping cream in his refrigerator, does he have enough for the recipe? Explain your answer using numbers and words. So I know that 8 ounces equals 1 cup. So then 2 cups equals 1 pint. So if I take 8 times 2, it equals 16. So I know he has enough. So yes, Anthony has enough whipping cream. Since there are 16 fluid, FLUID, ounces in 1 pint. For numbers 7a through d, choose less than, greater than, or equals to. So 43 feet in 15 yards. There's 3 feet in 1 yard. So I'm taking 43 divided by 3, which is going to equal 40, or 3 goes into 43 14 times, and there's 1 out of the 3 left. So that makes that less than, because 14 1/3 is less than 15. 10 pints and 5 quarts. There's 2 pints in 1 quart. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So 10 pints equals 5 quarts. 5 tons and 5,000 pounds. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So 5 times the 2,000 equals 10,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that would be greater than 5 times is greater than 5,000 pounds. 6 miles and 600 yards. So 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Then we have to think about in yards, because 1 mile, or yeah, 1 mile in yards equals 1,760 yards. So then if we take the yards and turn them into feet, so then we take that and we take the 6 miles. Yeah, we actually don't need to know that. So we need to know 6 miles. So we're going to take 1,760 times 6, and that's going to be 10,560. So we know that 6 miles is definitely greater than that many yards. We actually didn't have to do any conversions to know that. Number 8, the distance from Caleb's house to the school is 1.5 miles, and the distance from Ashley's house to the school is 3,520 feet. Who lives closer to the school, Caleb or Ashley? Use numbers and words to support your answer. Okay, so we know that 1.5 miles and Ashley's house is that many feet. Well, we know that 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Okay, so using that information, we already know that Ashley lives closer. And we know that because if I converted 1.5 miles to feet, it would be, so if we take 5, 8, or 5, 2, sorry, 5,280 times 1.5, we would end up with 0, 1, 25, 26, 0, 8, 2, 5, 0, 0, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. Up, Caroline. 7. Oh, it ends up with 7, 9, 2, 0. Because we got to move the decimal place over 1. Okay, so then it'd be 7,920 feet. Then we compare that to the distance. Um, 3,520 feet, which is shorter. So you need to explain to me that Ashley was closer and how you got that, which could have been different than the way that I just solved it. All right, number 9, write the mass measurements in order from least to greatest. So I'm just going to write here how I use that. So I know that 100 centigrams equals 1 gram. 10 decigrams equals 1 gram, and 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So if we convert all of these, we know that from least to greatest would be 7 4/10 centigrams, because that is the smallest. And then it would be 7 4/10 decigrams, because that's the next. And then it would be 7 4/10 kilograms. An elephant's heart beats 28 times per minute. Complete the product to find how many times its heart beats in 30 minutes. So 28 beats per minute for 30 minutes. So we're going to take the 28 times 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, add in my 0 for the 30. So it beats 840 beats. The length of a rectangular football field, including both end zones, is 120 yards. That's the length. The area of the field is 57,600 square feet. For numbers 11a through 11d, select true or false for each statement. Okay, so first thing we know, area equals length times width. So if we look at this, we need to know the area is 57,600. If we divide that by, let's see, all of this is in for yards. Let's find the width in yards. So let's divide that by 120, which is going to equal 480. But wrong, because this is in square feet and this is in yards. So we actually need to go ahead and convert. So we need to take, I'm going to convert my yards into feet. So I'm going to take 120 times 3, which is going to equal 360. Then I'm going to take my 57,600 and divide that by 360, which is going to give me 160. Okay, so I know that in yards it is 160. So I need to take that times 3, which is going to equal 480. What am I? Having a computer glitch. Oh, okay. Scratch that. Do all that work I did, but don't divide or don't multiply it by 3, because that is in the form we want. So we ended up with 160 yards, which is not 480. That would be 480 feet. So that's why. So the length of the field is 360 feet. So if we take, we already found out that 120 times 3 was 360. So this one would be true. The width of the field is 160 feet. Which is messed up again. It is 160. Because this one is true. And the area of the field is 6,400 square yards. But if we take the 57,600, so 57,600, and divide that by 3, you're going to get 19,200, which is not the 6,400 square yards. So that one is false. Number 12. Harry received a package for his birthday. The package weighed 357,000 centigrams. Select the conversions that are equivalent to 357,000 centigrams. Mark all that apply. Okay, so we know that 100 centigrams equals 1 gram. 10 decigrams equals 1 gram. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And 1 decagram equals 10 grams. So knowing this information, if we moved to figure out in kilograms, this one is centigrams, so we'd have to convert from kilograms to grams and then grams to centigram, or centigrams to grams to kilograms. So that makes the first one true. Decagrams makes this one true. You would divide. And then the third one is also true. You would again divide. But this one is not true using this. It would be to get from, you would go the other way. You would divide. Number 13. Mr. Martin wrote the following problem on the board. Juanita's car has a gas mileage of 21 miles per gallon. How many miles can Juanita travel on 7 gallons of gas? Alex used the expression 21 miles over 1 gallon times 1 over 7 gallons to find the answer. Explain Alex's mistake. Okay, Alex's mistake is right here. He should have used 21 miles over 1 gallon times 7 gallons over 1. Mr. Chen filled his son's wading pool with 20 gallons of water. 20 gallons is equivalent to how many quarts? There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So we would take the 20 times 4, which is going to equal 80 quarts. Nadia has a can of vegetables with a mass of 411 grams. Write equivalent conversions in the correct boxes. So there's 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So if we take the 411 divided by 1,000, we're going to get 1, 2, 3. We're going to get 0.411 thousandths. And then if we take, so we know 1 decagram equals 10 grams. So we're going to take 411, put another 1, 411, and we're going to divide it by 100, which is going to give us, we're going to move that decimal place 2 times, which is yeah. Oh no, sorry. I can't read my own handwriting. It's 10 grams. So we're going to take that 411 divided by 10, sorry. So we're going to move it one decimal place, which gives us 41 and 1/10. And then we're going to use 1 hectogram, which is equal to 100 grams. And that's what we're going to do, the 41 or 411 divided by 100, which is going to equal 4, move it over 2 places, so 4 and 11/10. Number 16, Steve is driving 440 miles to visit Grand Canyon. He drives an average of 55 miles per hour. Explain how you can find the amount of time it will take Steve to get to the Grand Canyon. So to find the amount of time it will take him, use the formula T equals D divided by R. And I use that one because I want to find the amount of time, so I use the one with the T by itself. And you're going to do T equals, plug in what we know. So we know that 440 is the distance, 440 miles over 1, divided by 55 miles in 1 hour. And for that, I'm now going to flip the second guy and multiply. So I take 440 miles over 1 times 1 over 55 miles, 1 hour over 55, eliminate those. So I have 440 divided by 55, which gives me T equals 8, 8 hours. Lucy walks 1 time around the lake. She walks for 1.5 hours at an average rate of 3 miles per hour. What is the distance in miles around the lake? So we're going to look. So we need to know walks for 1.5 hours, rate of 3 miles. What is the distance? So we're going to use distance equals rate times time. So then we're going to take the rate, which is 1.5, times the time, which is 3, 5, 4, 1 decimal place, 4.5 miles. The parking lot of the store has a width of 90 yards, 2 feet, and a length of 30 yards. Part A. Derek says that the width could also be written as 22 feet. Explain whether you agree or disagree. I disagree. The width is 20 yards plus 2 feet. Since there are 3 feet in 1 yard, the width would be 20 times 3, which is 60, plus the 2 feet, which is 62 feet. Part B, the cost to repave the parking lot is $2 per square foot. Explain how much it would cost to repave the parking lot. So since the cost per square foot, we need to find the area first. So convert the length and the width to feet. So we already found 1, so we're going to take 62 is the width. And then to do the length, we're going to take 30 yards. I'm going to take that times 3, which is going to be 90 feet. So 62 feet and 90 feet are the length and width. Okay, so now that we know that, we need to then find the area. So we're going to take 62 times 90 to find the area, because area equals length times width. So then 62 times 90, 8, 54, 55, and then add in my 0. So the area would be 5,580. The cost is $2 per square foot. So then we need to take the area by 2. So that times 2, 0, 10. So we get $11,160 for the cost. Number 19, Jake is using a horse trailer to take his horses to his new ranch. Complete the table by finding the weight in pounds of Jake's horse trailer and each horse. So we know that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So we're going to take, so the horse is 1/2 of a ton. So to find that, I'm going to take the 2,000 and divide it by 2, which is going to be 1,000 pounds. The trailer is 1 1/4 ton. So I'm going to take 1 1/4. Well, it's 1 2,500, so it simplifies down to 1 1/4. And I'm going to take that times 2,000 over 1. So in order to do that, I'm going to make it in proper fraction, which is 5/4 times 2,000 over 1. 2,000 times 5 is 10,000, and 4 times 1 is 4. 10,000 divided by 4 is going to equal 2,500. So then we know that the weight of the horse is 1,000 and the weight of the trailer is 2,500. Jake's truck can tow a maximum weight of 5,000 pounds. What is the maximum number of horses he can take in his trailer at one time without going over the maximum weight his truck can tow? Use numbers and words to support your answer. So Jake can take a maximum of, so let's see, if we have 5,000 maximum, we got to minus the trailer, 0, 0, and then the horse is 1,000, 0, 0, 5, and then another horse leaves us with 500, so he can take 2 horses in his trailer at one time. So the weight of 2 horses in the trailer would be This is my explanation. The weight of the 2 horses in the trailer would be 2 times 1,000, which is 2,000, plus the trailer, which is 2,500, which equals 4,500. 4,500 is less than the 5,000-pound weight limit, but 3 horses would be 5,500 pounds, and that would be over the limit. Okay, a rectangular room measures 13 feet by 132 inches. Tanya said that the area of the room is 1,716 square feet. Explain her mistake, then find the area in square feet. So Tanya, to find this, just multiplied 13 times 132. What she should have done is she should have converted 132 inches to 11 feet before she found the area. Now you could have converted the 13 feet to inches if you'd like. I prefer to do this way to keep the numbers smaller. And the correct area is so they want it in square feet. So if you convert the 13 feet to inches, you need to then take your final area and convert it back to feet. But the correct area is 13 times 11, which is 143 square feet. If you have any questions still, please go find your teacher and make sure that you clear those up before the test.